Elena Maro music journey. Italy has always been the home of great artists, and the new crop of singers reaffirms this position even more. Among them is Elena Maro. Elena was born in Turin, a large economic center and famous city that in the 19th century was the capital of the country. Not quite opened her eyes, the newborn Elena was enchanted by the art. According to my mother, it was late at night and the doctor on duty was playing his guitar and singing. That was the first thing I heard when I was born, she adds. The singer recalls that when she was 3 years old she spent the day dancing around the house or singing loudly sitting on a step of the stairs. It had a perfect acoustics there, she says. By that time Elena was already mirroring herself in the big stars. I always dreamed of America, I wanted to be one of those famous American songwriters, I was so enchanted by it. She points out. One of Elena's favorite singers is Carole King. In honor of the singer she named her folk guitar by Carole. According to the singer, she never decided on being an artist, in the same way that she never decided to breathe. Music for her has always been a natural instinct. It emerged as a path that I was simply destined to follow, where I could be myself, feel happy, complete and passionate about the universe, she emphasizes. When she was 15, Elena starts to see music with more responsibility. She begins to study singing, piano and composition. The contact with music study and her development in art showed her that it was not a passing dream of a child, that was real and for the whole life. Asked about the difficulties in the career, Elena reveals that a few years ago she went through difficult tests. And that, combining her work as a teacher during the day and the career of singer-songwriter, was not an easy task either. In addition to classes, Elena had been working on her songs, in the creation and production. She had also been working on dramaturgy, as an actress, in sound designer for theatrical productions and renovating the house she had bought. I had no time for walks, she says. Tired and frustrated that she didn't have much time to devote herself to her art, Elena makes a drastic but wise decision. In early 2016 she sold the house, left classes for a while, and applied for a program for musicians at the Musicians Institute in Hollywood and was accepted in May 2016. The program began in October 2016. I'm going to pursue my dreams, I want to have my songs recorded for great productions in Hollywood, to meet people, I know it's a great dream, but if I do not believe I can, who will believe? She comments. With the acceptance of the institution, Elena began a campaign on the web titled The Journey, telling the story of women who are not afraid to make their own choices and seek what make them happy. The singer dedicates a part of her time to meet women, who like her, are in the same fight and never gave up on their dreams. Elena invited women to take part of the campaign and tell their fights. Women who have fought with perseverance and determination, believing in the beauty of life and what dreams can become, were invited to participate in the project, she emphasizes. The main instruments of the artist are guitar and piano, through which the singer composes, creates her arrangements and records her songs. Besides the creation and the vocal, Elena is the one who makes all the musical production. On favorite musical genres she says, I love all musical genres, as long as it's good music and made by heart. The artists who inspire her are Grant Lee Phillips, Sam Phillips, Jewel, and Jennifer Page. In addition to these, she greatly appreciates the sound of the band New Love, a band created by a musician and musical designer from the city of Wales and a composer of music for cinema. Elena began composing when she was 20, she felt professionally happy and she conducted a show singing in Europe and spreading her art. However, she realized she was missing something. As a dancer, she was accustomed to hearing the messages from her body. And one of these messages was to choose an instrument and put out the melodies she could only hear inside her. So she bought a guitar and started playing by her own without looking for methods. It was like magic, something designed exactly to be, she points out. Her inspiration to compose comes from the things of life, from stories, and from people she has known throughout her life. I believe good music comes from sensitive hearts, from people who are not afraid to face pain and sad stories. She says. Elena is the author of a lyric for the ILO's global campaign to combat child labor. For Elena, the compositions arrive suddenly when she is doing anything else that is not related to music. Then, she takes her guitar or sits at the piano and let the art flow. It's as if someone is guiding me. The melody and the letter, story, often come together, she adds. If she isn't at home, she uses the cell phone to record the initial ideas of the melody and harmony. Sometimes the songs also appear in my dreams, which is why I keep my cell phone on the bedside table, right next to the bed, she comments. When she is composing a track for games, videos, commercials, or writing based on some history, she tries to get deeply involved with the subject, to submerge in it. From there, she begins to organize and choose sounds, or create new ones. I like to create my own bank of sounds of unusual things, she says. If music is for commercial purposes, the composer focuses on the principles of emotional marketing. However, she never takes her creativity and inspiration away when she's creating something that clients ask for. One of her favorite creation is the song Everything Flows. It is a song she wrote inspired by the loss of a close and dear person. It came as a healing melody, to remind me that nothing in life is forever and that things change, but that has a good side, because all these changes lead you to never give up and things can turn into something positive, surprisingly, in a short time, if you just believe, she adds. For Elena, music is the love of her life, which keeps her up, breathing and being happy. Asked about what makes her upset, Elena answers that she has decided to give up of negative feelings, now she is concentrating on being happy. The music makes me happy, of course, and also the support of the musician friends. I love nature, walking and hearing the sound of the wind caressing the flowers, it makes me feel ecstatic, she emphasizes. To know more about the singer's work, visit Elena Maro official website. By Zel Florizel. You can find more indie artists' histories on zelflorizel.blogspot.com.